Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Springford Area School District. I'm here tonight with Coach Dave Caldwell. We're going to be bringing you the basketball game tonight. The Rams are hosting the Springford Rams are hosting the Boyertown Bears. The Rams 1-3 this season. The Bears 2-2. Coach, what do you got for us tonight on the Rams?
Well, it's a big Liberty Division battle as Springford is coming back from a 3-game losing streak. They'd like to right the ship tonight against a very scrappy and well-playing Boyertown Bear team. Boyertown's young, starts 3 sophomores, but they're playing great basketball. They've won 2 in a row. Springford is led by Noah Baker, averaging just under 20 points a game, and Robert Bobeck, who averages 10 points a game. What they're looking for, Springford, is to improve in some perimeter scoring, and they also want to cut down on their turnovers. They're trying to find someone who can be their third leading scorer, someone who can step up and knock down some shots and relieve some of the interior pressure that Baker and Bobeck take on every night.
Thanks, Coach. Springford, long road to get back to the PAC final where they lost to Methacton last year. How are they going to find that path?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. The format is the same as last year. They're going with the Super 6 format where they take the top 2 teams in the Liberty Division, the top 2 teams in the Frontier Division, and then the 2 best records are the wild card teams. So Springford is off to an 0-2 start. Kind of a little bit of a bad draw because they drew Norristown and Methacton right off the bat. Those are the 2 best teams by far in the league. So now can they start climbing the mountain and get back in that playoff chase? We shall see.
Thanks, Coach. We'll have more soon after the break with Coach Talley.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
We are courtside here with Coach Chris Talley. And Coach, great to see you here. It's our first RCTV broadcast of the year. You started off the year with an impressive overtime win. You've 4 games in. You want to catch up our viewers a little bit with the Rams.
Yeah, Coach, thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate RCTV coming out and catching the game for us. And for those that couldn't make it, they'll get a chance to check it out tonight. Yeah, we started off so far 1-3. We had a big overtime win the first game of the year versus Central Buck South. You know, it was good to see our guys battle through a little adversity with some foul trouble, some injuries, and get a nice win. And took a couple losses, you know, in a row here to CB West, Norristown, and Methacton, some perennial powerhouses. So, you know, we're looking to try to get back on track tonight.
Yeah, speaking of perennial powerhouses, want to ask you a little bit of who you think are the strong teams in the league. Obviously, you've seen Norristown and Methacton. You know how strong they are. Who do you like in the Liberty Division and also the Frontier Division? The Liberty, for our viewers, is a large school division. The Frontier is a smaller school division.
Yeah, I think you have to start with the 2 teams we just mentioned. You know, Norristown, they took PW to a close game, and PW is a District 1 favorite this year. And then Methacton just knocked off, you know, state powerhouse Newman Goretti. So I think you really have to give them the respect, and they've earned it so far with their play on the court. And then as far as the other side, you know, I think the league's pretty balanced. You know, Pottsgrove has a couple impressive wins, and Phoenixville and PJP are both 4-1. So I think on any given night, you're going to have to come and play some fundamentally sound basketball.
Very good. Well, Coach, let's talk about the task at hand, and that is the Boyertown Bears. Yeah. Obviously, they're playing good basketball. Coach Ludwig has a young team, but speaking with him a little bit, he's excited about their team. Can you give us a little scouting report?
Yeah, they might be young, but they just knocked off a tough North Penn team at North Penn, and you know, they're tough. Coach Ludwig always has his kids playing hard, gets maximum effort out of them each year, and you know, they always switch up their defenses and you know, throw out the records. When Boyertown comes here, we always are in for a battle, and I don't expect anything different to be tonight.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Courtside here with Coach Talley, and we'll be back with the opening tip here on RCTV.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back, everyone, for tip-off. We have a show for us tonight, Coach. The Rams versus the Bears. We've been through the pregame. I'm excited. You're excited. Everyone here is excited to get it kicked off. Basketball season's back.
Absolutely, always fun. And Nick, you want to go ahead there and take away the starting lineups?
For the Boyertown Bears, number 5, Salata. Number 11, Marinello. Number 20, Kiefer. Number 21, Borgman. Number 22, DeGuglielmo. And for the Rams, number 3, Shalingo. Number 4, Hagan. Number 13, Kovaleski. Number 23, Baker. And number 44, Bobek.
Coach Talley in his 6th season and Coach Ludwig in his 10th season. 2 veteran coaches, 2 programs that the kids play hard every night. I always think our Springford kids do a great job of playing hard every night, and Boyertown certainly does the same thing. Had a chance to visit with Coach Ludwig a little bit before the game, and he really likes his young team. As we talked about a little bit in the opening, he has 3 young sophomores, but they really play hard and play well together, and they're off to a 2-game winning streak, kind of surprising a little people around the league because they lost so many people from last year.
As we await tip-off here, both teams in the huddle, talking about pregame strategy. The Rams looking to turn this season around. They're 1-3 on the season. They're on a couple-game losing streak. They really need to get some games under their belt here, get some W's.
Yeah, I had a chance to visit with Coach Talley a little bit. I know they had 3 spirited practices, 2 Friday and Saturday, and then yesterday. And I know this time of year guys are excited about the games. They get tired of going against each other. They look forward to going somebody in a different color jersey, and should be a good one.
Baker wins the tip for the Rams. And now, Coach, the Rams, what's the style of play we're going to see tonight?
Well, the Rams want to pick up the pace of the game. The Rams would like the game to be in the 70s. Boyertown would like to slow it down and have a game in the 50s. So a little bit of a contrast in style. Boyertown will like to be methodical and walk it up, and Springford would like to play that up-tempo style that they're very good at.
Bears working the ball around the key, and Springford with a quick double team.
And that's what they like to do. They like to trap out front once in a while and force things.
DeGuglielmo hitting that 3, opening up the scoring for the Bears.
Appropriately, his first name is Trey, and starts off with the Trey for the Bears.
Hagan looking to fire back. He can't hit. Baker gets the rebound. Shalingo will look to reset things for the Rams here. And the Bears with the nice break up. And the Rams have a first turnover of the night.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I had a chance to talk with assistant coach Matt Kurtz. Really concerned about too many turnovers. They need to get shots to the basket, especially with Biggs, Baker, and Bobek, who can put in rebounds for you. Turnovers are really tough to respond from, so big key tonight to the Rams is can they cut down on their turnovers, get more shots and more looks at the basket.
Bears still trying to find the opening. Borgman hitting the ground hard, and a foul called on the Rams.
Thought Borgman took a couple extra steps there. Thought they might get the travel call, but rings up the Rams for their first foul of the night.
DeGuglielmo to inbound for the Bears. And he is really a key player for them, as we've seen in these first opening minutes. Only a sophomore. He's one of the 3 that you talked about, and he looks stellar right now.
Yeah, and he's been their leading scorer in just about every ball game so far, so he's established that he's their go-to guy at Boyertown.
Kovaleski trying to thread the needle to Bobek, who can't finish. And the Rams can't put up points in transition. DeGuglielmo for three, and he hits a deep three. And he has the first 6 points for the Bears tonight. It's a nice way to start off the game.
Certainly is, and Springford's really got to get out and defend him. It can't just be to the line. As you can see, he can stroke it from beyond, so you got to get your feet 3, 4, 5 feet outside the line to defend.
Bears leading 6-2, 5:11 left to play in the first quarter. Salata bringing the ball up, plays it to Kiefer, and Hagan with the steal. And he drives, plays it out to Shalingo, who pulls up for a jumper and completes it. The Rams really needed that, trying to get him back in the ball game here.
Yeah, nice play by Hagan, anticipating, getting out, and love the delivery. Shalingo knocked it down, a little baby 10, 12-footer.
Kovaleski with the high press there. And the Bears, another guy open out for three. Bobek with a block. Rams still can't maintain possession. Baker finally cleans it up, brings it back down the floor, and he will be fouled.
Baker out and running in the open court. Picks up a foul on Salata. He's their leader, their quick go-to guy on the perimeter.
One of the other young guys on the Boyertown team, he's a sophomore.
Salata and Marinello, along with DeGuglielmo as their sophomore trio.
Shalingo tries to pull up from three, and he misses. And the Bears are now in transition. Kovaleski gets the rebound, and he will be fouled.
I think he's going to call that on Marinello yet. Sneaking up from behind.
You can't reach around the back like that. That's just a lazy foul.
I'm a little surprised at this. Boyertown showing a little press at Springford. Again, the Boyertown coach, Coach Ludwig, told me they'd like to have the game in the 50s, but that's just a soft press. Really just getting Springford to eat some clock.
Bobek almost had his pass intercepted, and Hagan pulls up and makes the jumper.
Nice pass fake by Ryan Hagan. Faked the pass, and the defense moved and allowed him a wide open lane to knock down that jumper.
And with that jumper, Hagan ties it 6-6 here with 3:13 left to play. However, Bears strike again. Salata makes it 9-6.
Boyertown, all their points from beyond. Springford has to get out and defend.
Baker drives and lays one up. The Bears still with a 1-point lead, 9-8, 2:49 left to play in the first.
Baker now with 4 points. Had that big game against Norristown, had 30 in that difficult overtime loss to Norristown. Sure Coach Talley and staff would like to see Baker go off again tonight.
And DeGuglielmo, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc tonight. That's impressive.
Great shooting.
Hagan can't get that one to roll.
Nice
And
job,
will
Robert
be.
Bobek working hard inside, got inside position on Kiefer and drew the foul. Love it when the bigs work hard and get inside position, and Springford will retain possession.
The Bears sub in Metcalf and Schaefer. And that pass, just no communication there from the Rams. They've got to clean it up a little bit.
Good point there, partner. Communication and those turnovers, they're backbreakers.
Salata brings the ball up to the floor. Finds Metcalf. Switches point of view, back to Salata. DeGuglielmo puts it up and almost in. Bobek with the rebound. And the Rams look to strike again.
Young sophomore finally misses one, and Shalingo gets whistled for shuffling the puppies right in front of the Boyertown bench. So again, we see the turnovers. Like to get those shooting opportunities. Work in progress here for the Rams early in the season.
DeGuglielmo missing on that one.
And that was a nice challenge by Kovaleski. Kovaleski was really up in his grill, forced him to shoot a fadeaway three-pointer. So a nice job defensively by Kovaleski there, defending the three.
Borgman will check in for DeGuglielmo, and the Bears will have the ball. Inbounds to Metcalf. Back to Obaro, who lays it up and in. The Bears lead 14-8 with 1:11 left to play in the first.
All 14 points by Boyertown by underclassmen. Impressive first quarter by the Bears.
Scrocky puts one up, and it's good. And that just chopped the Boyertown lead in half right there.
Great stroke by Scrocky as he comes off the bench. And coach is looking for some of these perimeter guys, somebody to step up and be that third scorer. Is it Scrocky? Is it Kovaleski, Shalingo, Hagan?
Salata puts up a nice two-pointer there. And Hagan to Kovaleski. And the Rams will try and work this one around the arc. Kovaleski pulls up, a little heavy. And the Bears have the ball in transition, Salata bringing it up the court. You know, one thing we've seen from the Bears, minimal turnovers tonight, and the Rams have had more than a few turnovers, and it's killed them.
They count it. Wow.
What a finish to the end of the first. The Bears lead 18-11. That was an impressive drive from Salata. He's aware of the time on the clock, and he puts it up and in as the buzzer goes, and he gets that one to count, and that's a nice little boost there at the end of the quarter for the Bears.
Yep, high off the window. Salata finishes the first quarter with 7 big points. Not one of their top scorers, but certainly one of their top 3 or 4 scores, but those 7 points add up to a 7-point lead here for Boyertown after the quarter number 1.
We saw a little bit tonight from Coach Talley. You know, he saw a little bit of rotation, not much. Do you think that later on in the game he's going to rotate some players in more quickly?
Yeah, it certainly will. I know they are missing Trey Medeiros, who's out with high ankle sprain, and they're going to miss him over the next couple of weeks. I know his rehab has been coming along slow. It'll be interesting to see who can step up. He's coming out with Engro here to start the second quarter. So we shall see. Got Scrocky a couple of minutes, but I think he's going to only maybe play 7-8 guys tonight, and opportunity for some of these guys off the bench here to show what they can do. And Springford needs to get moving here in quarter number 2.
Some nice ball movement, and Bobek able to lay it up and in, and Springford strikes first here in the second quarter.
Bobek finally in the book, his first points of the night. Got to also give Boyertown some credit, really kind of held Noah Baker in check there that first quarter. Speaking of number 23.
There he goes, lays it up and in, and Springford on a 4-0 run. Boyertown calls a timeout, and we will be right back after this short break.
30 seconds. I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in. Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Boyertown needed a little bit of a break there. Springford went on a 4-0 run to open up this second quarter. They came out firing. They were a little vengeful from the first quarter.
Yeah, I like the way the Rams responded to the coaching staff's talk at the end of the quarter. They came out with a lot of energy and a quick 4-0 run. Let's see if they can keep it rocking and rolling here.
Boyertown possessing around the key. And Salata called.
You take that hand underneath the ball and bring it over. That is a vintage turnover, and that's what the official called. So Springford getting a couple of turnovers at the Boyertown end, cashed in the last time on the Bakersfield. Let's see if they can cash in again on another Bear miscue.
Scrocky checks in for Bobek here. Angro also out on the floor for the Rams. Hagan finding Angro, who lays one up and in, and the Rams go on a 6-0 run.
Nice job by the bench as Angro comes in and scores. Scrocky hit the three right before the end of the quarter, so Coach Talley getting some bench production.
Salata going around Baker and off the glass, lays it in for two. The Bears up 20-17, 6:13 left to play.
Salata very impressive with his quick hands and feet. Rams win that battle.
Salata, that's great second effort there from the young sophomore.
Substitution, Dawson Smith.
Number 3, Smith will check in for the Bears. And Angro inbounds to Scrocky, who finds Hagan. The Rams continuing to move the ball quickly around the key. Looking for that.
Trying to match up in that little 2-3 matchup zone.
Baker with the ball in the corner. Step back. Off the mark. Kowaleski with the rebound. Out to Hagan. Pulls up. No good.
Nice job by Angro and Kowaleski to get Springford a second. Came up empty, but like the aggressiveness and attacking ways on the rim.
Hagan with the steal. He finds Baker, leads him a little too much. And Baker, nothing to do there, but just keep it in bounds.
A little surprise there.
Kowaleski, back-to-back steals for the Rams. He drives and puts one up and in.
Great job by Kowaleski. Great three-quarter on the post denial, and then finishes off with a nice spin move. Patrick Kowaleski in the books.
DeGuglielmo checks back in for the Bears as they look to find him under the basket. And Hagan with the Rams' third straight steal. Baker driving. And he will get called for the offensive charge.
Well, I disagree with that. Baker, that charge took place underneath the basket after the ball was released. Should not be able to take a charge completely underneath the basket as he was coming down, but that is the call, and
Bobek and Shalingo checking in for Baker and Scrocky as the Bears bring it up.
And the worst part about that, partner, is that's Baker's second foul of the game, so he's going to go to the bench.
Shalingo getting called there.
Dante Bonanni's in the game as him and some of the other guys may get some minutes with Baker on the bench with 2.
And with the guys off the bench, we're going to continue to see, or we want to continue to see the high press from the Rams. It's been working in this second quarter.
Yeah, they've been doing a nice job with that little trap and had some good steals out of it.
That's no problem for Borgman as he just goes up and over Bonanni, who tries to get one of his own, and jump ball.
Bobek battling in there with Kiefer, but possession arrow points Boyertown way.
DeGuglielmo inbounds to Salata. Hagan awaits him as he crosses half court. And the Bears looking to move the ball and find the open man in the corner. And Salata is stripped, and he will be called for a foul on Hagan.
Nice job as Hagan continues to come up with some steals.
Fouls on Salata in the second. Scotty back for the Rams.
Skaraki checking back in for Angro. And it looks like Tally's got him on a 5 or so minute rotation, keep everyone fresh.
Yeah, he's basically going to, I think he's going to pretty much go with these 8 guys tonight. He brings Skaraki and Bonanni and Angro off the bench along with his 5 starters.
Boyertown with a takeaway from Skaraki. And Salata pulls up, tries to bank it home off the glass. And Skaraki, smart heads-up play there. He lets the ball out after Boyertown hit that one away.
Okay, he is going to call it Springford basketball. I thought that was their ball, but
Bonanni trying to find Bobek. Back up to Hagan. And Scrocky will take a 3, and he'll be short. Hagan looking for Scrocky again. Bobek gets the rebound and banks it home.
good play, and I just like the work that I'm seeing out of Ryan Hagan tonight. Picks up an offensive rebound, doing a lot of little things that aren't going to show up in the scoring column tomorrow morning in the newspaper, but a lot of important things that are going to be important for Springford to get a dub tonight.
Springford double team, forcing Salata to throw that one up. However, leaving an open man, he's able to find someone who puts it up. The Bears lead 24-21 with 2:17 left to play in the half. The Rams need a three-pointer, an equalizer, something to turn the tide their way. And Bonanni with the and one.
Nice high post play by Bonanni.
Good for Bonanni. Look at the line, shooting 1, fouls on number 5. Eric Salata.
Bonanni with the chance to tie this one up, and Salata is called for his third foul of the night.
That could be big. It'll be interesting to see coming in with a less experienced ball handler. Springford will attack the new point guard that Coach Ludwig brings in.
The Bears moving the ball around the key. Salata controlling.
Amazing, that foul shot by Bonanni was the first foul shot of the game unofficially, but
it's a pretty clean game, Coach.
yes, it is.
That's something you like to see, though, especially in high school athletics.
No question about it there, Nick. I agree with you.
Bonanni laying that one up and in. Rams get some more transition points, and they take the lead 25-24 with 1:13 left in the half.
And again, a nice shot in the arm by the benches. Bonanni comes in and makes some nice contributions at the offensive end for the Rams.
That was an up and down. Missed call by the officials. And the Bears, Alex Obero will head to the line. Shalingo gets called for that one.
See, now as soon as I said the first foul shot, now there'll probably be 20 foul shots in the next, next 3 minutes. But
the announcer's curse.
Barrow will go to the line for 2 as he makes the first wholesale changes by Boyertown.
And with that, he ties it up 25-25 with 54.5 seconds left in the half. Obero, feeling the pressure of the Springford student section, can't make the second one. And DeGuglielmo finds Salata, or excuse me, Smith. And the Bears looking to get inside pressure. Guglielmo off the mark on the corner 3. And he'll lay it back up and in. 27-25, 30 seconds left to play. What
Nice
will Hagen
offensive
bring?
rebound by Kiefer, and hands off to Trey for the deuce.
Bo Beck in the corner. And he will be stripped. The Bears possessing as the clock will run out. They look to drive one more time, put up a 3, and it's no good. At the end of the first half, 27-25, the Bears lead the Rams. We're gonna head up to the studio where Bill and Dave will do an analysis of the first half. They'll send it back down to us for more action in the second half.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Hello.
Hello.
Check mic.
I was
check
physically
mic.
at
1
school,
2 1 2.
but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey everybody, welcome to halftime here at RCTV. Along with Dave Pence, I'm your host, Bill Culp. And Dave, it was pretty much a quick first half, not too many fouls there, with Springford being down 2 right now. But Springford didn't come out very strong. Boyertown came out real strong, scoring 18 in that first quarter, 9 in the second. So, you know, it's back and forth there. Springford win the second quarter, but Boyertown win the first. And what allowed Boyertown to win that first quarter?
Well, the first quarter, they came out and made their first 3 3-point attempts, and that got them out, you know, out of the gate right away. Going 3 for 3 from beyond the arc was a big step, and they came out shooting. But since then, they've thrown up an additional 5 3-pointers and haven't hit any. So they went cold there. So that certainly helped. And then Springford really kept their composure and had a really solid second quarter.
Yeah, they did. And as you mentioned, the three-pointers really hurt them there, and the penetrations by Salata there. DeGlea, I'm sorry, butchering his name there, had 9 points, 3 threes, as you said, 3 for 3 or 3 for 4 from three-pointers, and Salata getting to the hole pretty easy. What does Springford have to do? Because Salata, you know, pretty much had his way inside the lane there. And as you said, he was either penetrating and getting a bucket or he was kicking it out for threes. But what does Springford have to do?
Yeah, well, number one, you got to keep an eye on their shooter there. With 3 3-pointers in the first half, they started marking him up and weren't giving him any open looks. So they took that away, which was key. Salata, he's a penetrator and he looks to dish out. He's not a high scorer for Boyertown. He averages about 8 points a game, but he likes to dish it around. But I like what Springford was doing. Their MO this year, or their Achilles heel to say this year for Springford, is they turn the ball over too much. And so far in this game, they're minimizing a little bit, but they still have 7 turnovers in the half, which is well below their season average. But they need to keep that number low to be able to stay in this game.
Yeah, and you mentioned that 7 turnovers, Dave. In that first half, sometimes it's not the amount of turnovers, but when those turnovers are. And talk about, again, a lot of those times those turnovers are pretty crucial, and it's hurting them because they're trying to get back in that game and try getting over the hump. And all of a sudden, for instance, that right before the half, a little before the half, Baker was wide open for a fast break, and Hagan overthrew him a little
in
bit.
that transition there, you want to come away with 2 points, and those 2 points would be big right now and have this game tied up. And also in their set offense, when they're just kind of getting a little sloppy, a little lackadaisical with the ball, and maybe not looking the ball all the way in, they have to limit those mistakes. But the one thing that that Springford's doing a nice job is they're getting production from everybody on offense. Nobody's out there dominating. We have Baker's the leading scorer for the Rams with 6 points, Bobeck with 4. We have Bonanni with 4, and a couple other people contributing as well. But it's spread out. I like how they're contributing, and they're playing a good offense and spreading the ball around, not one man focused on Baker. So Boyertown's going to have trouble. Who are they going to guard?
And you talk about that contribution, and Coach Talley's got to be pretty happy with his bench tonight. Coming off, as you mentioned, Scrocky hit a 3 as soon as he came in the game. Engro with 2, and Bonanni, as you said, with 4. So you're looking basically at 5, 7, 11 points off the bench, which is a big boost. And they definitely needed that in the first quarter because they were cold in that first quarter.
Yeah, it took them a little bit to get going. And I know the MO today, what Coach Talley wanted them to do, they wanted to get it into Noah Baker in the middle. Boyertown likes to spread out a little bit and push your offense away from the basket. And Coach Talley thought he could attack in the paint. And the first look, where'd it go? Right in the middle about the foul line. Baker had a nice 12-foot jumper and made it, immediately. And they kind of got away from that a little bit. But I'd like to see him in this half get the ball into the Bobeck and the Baker and work and get some points in the paint.
What do you think about the importance of Boyertown coming out, playing a lot of zone defense? All right, they're dropping their 3 bigs, almost like a 1-2-2 there, 1-3-1 at some point. How important is it for Hagan and Shalingo to penetrate and try to draw that defense and either drop it down to Bobeck or kick it out for those 3s?
Yeah, you just want to move the ball, and those passing lanes creates opportunity for Baker and Bobeck in there. He has a size advantage in there. Get that penetration. And like I said, Boyertown's a little scrappy. They have some smaller guards. They're quick, so they can shut that down. We saw a couple skip passes with screens to the opposite side, had some open 3s. And, Springford hasn't shot many 3s in this game. They have been trying to get the ball inside, which, again, I think that's what Coach Talley has been preaching leading up to this game. They want to get points down inside. And, we said it was a quick first quarter, first half, I should say. Springford shot 1 free throw, and Boyertown only shot 2. So it was a clean game, but not a lot of banging down low in the boards. Kind of been a perimeter game so far today.
And speaking of that, it's almost probably, Dave, towards Boyertown's advantage, and you just led into it perfectly. We noticed in the first quarter, Boyertown really slowing down the defense. I was just saying to you while we were watching the game, there's no shot clock. So they were being very methodical, killing the time, not allowing Springford, who wants to run out and get those quick shots and score, where Boyertown's saying, I'm slowing this game down. So they're kind of basically controlling the tempo. What can Springford do to kind of get that tempo on their side?
And we saw that a little bit. Springford, they weren't going to sit back. They saw what Boyertown was doing, and then all of a sudden we saw Springford starting to trap, started to put a little bit pressure on, and they were getting some turnovers and some steals that led into some transitions. So I want to see that, more pressure, more of a trapping defense, and kind of force the issue, force Boyertown into those turnovers. And I think that could be the difference in this game for the Rams.
All right, we'll see if they can put that pressure on there as we take it back up top to Coach Caldwell and his counterpart. What's that young man's name?
Nick Elsner.
Nick Elsner. All right, so take it there. We'll see you guys at the end of the game. Enjoy it.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Hello everyone and welcome back for our second half action here at Springford Area School District. The Bears lead the Rams 27-25 after an eventful first half.
Yes, good second quarter by the Rams as they cut into that 7-point lead, cut it to 2. Much more aggressive defense, cutting down on the turnovers, and always a good start when you go to number 23.
Baker lays it up and in for 2, tying the game at 27.
That was a set play executed to perfection as Coach Talley and staff wanted to get inside to the big, and he delivered.
The Rams will be called for a foul as Boyertown Hunter Borgman drove to the basket, and he will have 2.
Yeah, so we talked about a little bit earlier, Nick, amazing, only 3 foul shots combined by both teams in that first half as Borgman misses the first one.
And Borgman makes the second, making it a 1-point game.
The Springford kind of got through the second quarter. Baker with 2 kind of kept him on the bench, kept the offense a little bit quiet, but the bench came in and did a nice job, and the Bears withstood things with Salata on the bench with 3. Nice work inside by the Rams as they keep it alive.
Baker with the and 1. What a nice spin move.
What an explosive take by Noah Baker.
I would not want to get in the way of that man.
Wow, and love the quick release there on the inbounds pass. And
Baker with a chance to make this a 2-point game. And he cannot get it to fall. Salata bringing the ball up for the Bears. Driving, plays it back out to Borgman. And Salata ends up with the ball outside. As he crosses up Shalingo and puts up a 3.
Salata feeling it with that 3. He now leads the Bears with 12, a step back 3 ball.
Kovalevsky trying to go up and over, gets his own rebound, finds Baker, who looks for a contested 3, can't get it to fall. Kovalevsky another rebound. And he will try and go up and over. And the Rams, bunch of offensive rebounds, but they can't get the shots down.
Yeah, nice inside position. Kovalevsky, Bobek taking turns with inside position.
Salata with a nice jumper, extending Boyertown's lead 33-29 with 5:56 left to go in the third.
Salata off that season high of 15 against North Penn as he continues his torrid play for the Bears.
The Bears overshooting that one. However, the offensive rebound is put up, and it's good. forcing the Rams to call a timeout. We will be right back after this short break.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Coach Talley obviously wanted to try and settle down his team there during that timeout and try and throw off Boyertown's rhythm as they went on a 7-0 run.
Yeah, big 7-0 run as Salata knocks down 5 points, and then Borgman follows up with a deuce, and Springford's lead quickly evaporates in seconds, so they got to dig back out again.
And Shalingo hits the deep three.
Shalingo now with 5, as all 8 players who have entered the game for Springford are in the books. They need some stops.
Bears moving the ball around the arc. Salata back in control. Flips it wide to Marinello, who finds the big guy. And he turns and tries to put one up. Baker with a nice high vertical for the rebound. And great vision to Kowaleski, who lays it up for 2. What a pass by Baker.
What a pull by Baker, and yes, you're right, what a pass. Kowaleski with the beautiful flying finish in traffic. Highlight reel play for the Rams. Started at the defensive end, a one and done. That's what they need more of.
There's some stellar defense from the Rams. Kowaleski comes up with the rebound. And the Bears, Chris Kiefer is called for a foul as he and Kowaleski get their arms tangled up. Hagan inbound the ball.
Great fight by Kowaleski for that rebound as he ripped it away from Kiefer and got the foul. One of those 50-50 balls, and Kowaleski was hungry.
Angro trying to get the deep corner 3. Can't hit. And Shalingo with the strip, but he was out of bounds. Still good defensive hustle from the Rams.
Nice play by Shalingo. Quick hands, just forward motion took him out of bounds. Couldn't quite save the ball, but Springford has responded well here. A little 5-0 run of their own after the timeout. You always like teams that respond to the coach's staff's timeouts with positive runs. There's a backcourt. That's
just what's going to happen when the Rams play a high press like that, and that's probably what Coach Talley envisioned if he was going to draw something up in the playbook. That's what I would see him drawing up. The high press, turning the ball over, creating turnovers so that the Rams can have more shots at that basket. Baker, another one up and in, and he's on fire right now.
Great athleticism and takes to the tin. Will not be denied. Noah Baker in beast mode right now.
And Angro called for a foul. The Rams lead the Bears 36-35 with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And this game has been very streaky, Coach. You know, one team goes on a 5-0 run, one team goes on a 7-0 run, and it looks like they're going to be down and out for the count, and then, boom, the other team snaps out of it.
That's a good call there, partners, no doubt about it. It's been certainly a streaky game, and hope that Springford's streak continues as Boyertown loses it out of bounds. We have to apologize a little bit to our viewers, having some technical difficulties with the graphics and timing tonight, so we'll try to get the time and score to you as we go along here, going a little old school tonight. But
the Rams continuing their quick ball movement, trying to find the open player in the confusion with the defense. Shalingo pulls up jumper, and it's good.
Jumper is good. Full timeout.
Boyertown with a timeout, trying to end this Ram streak. We'll be back in a little bit.
Hi, I'm Peter. And there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in. Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
The Rams leading 38-35, their largest lead of the night, with 2:33 left to play. Boyertown trying to call some timeouts here, break up this streaky stretch here for the Rams that have gone on a big run.
yeah, they certainly have since that tally timeout. They have gone 9-0 Springford, and Coach Ludwig doesn't want to see this game get away from his young ball club. Really good game back and forth here. Boyertown's largest lead tonight is 7. Springford now leads by 3.
Baker with the block, and Hagan ends up with the ball, flipping it to Baker, who drives, is blocked himself, gets his own rebound, and puts it up and in. Another example of great athletic ability from Noah Baker.
Yeah, it was such a great play because I don't think Baker knew he could even make the shot, but he knew if he got it up off the backboard and the rim, kind of almost like a lob to himself off the backboard and the rim, he knew he had inside position and could finish the play. So high-level play by 23, Noah Baker.
The Bears looking to get a basket and end this streak. And a travel called on the Bears, Alex Obaro.
Nice play by the Rams. You saw a lot of white shirts around Obaro forcing the turnover. And again, that aggressive play at the defensive end, the one and dones and the forced turnovers have paid dividends for the Rams cashing in at the other end of the floor.
This is the type of basketball we like to see here under Coach Talley, and I'm sure he likes to see it too. He's got to be happy with his guys right now.
They are happy, but there's a lot of work left to be done. So important. Can't be satisfied with a 5-point lead.
Baker going high off the glass, lays it up and in for 2. Rams lead 42-35 with 1:21 left to play in the third.
Baker unofficially with 16 points as he continues to take over this ball game. 10 points here in quarter number 3 for the leading scorer of the Rams as they extend their largest lead tonight at 7.
Hagan with a steal, and he will be fouled.
Hunter Borgman with the foul for the Bears.
Borgman grabbing onto Hagan's arm to stop the fast break. You know, I would say that's a smart heads-up play.
No question about it. Hagan, again, we've saying, has done a lot of little things that don't show up in the scoring column, but little things that are important for team victory, and hope they keep it going here.
Shalingo's pass a little too hot for Angro to handle, and the Rams with their first turnover in a while. And Salata and the Bears will look to get this one going again. They need to start scoring some more points.
Yeah, suddenly quiet from Salata and Digliamo. Springford clamping down defensively.
Salata will be fouled, and he will head to the line for 2. Or excuse me, he will not head to the line. It was not a shooting foul, but the Bears will have possession under the basket.
Again, Springford with only 2 team fouls, so that shows me that they're moving their feet. They're not clutching and grabbing and being out of position and fouling. They're moving their feet and doing all the right things, and certainly a part of the recipe of that 7-point lead they own.
Bonani and Kovaleski checking in for the Rams. And finally, Borgman snaps the drought for the Bears. And the Rams, you know, they've just got to keep on doing. They've got themselves a backcourt. And that's another example. We haven't talked too much about it, which is a good thing, but lack of communication for the Rams. They need to start communicating.
Yeah, Springford goes on that 13-0 run now. They can't get too full of themselves or thinking things are in hand. They got to take care of business and keep communicating and doing those little things that got them the lead.
And Borgman going on a little 4-0 run of his own. Hagen with the nice pass to Angro, who tries to bank it up in and off the glass. And that will conclude the third quarter. The Rams 42, Bears 39. We will see what the fourth quarter has for us.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back here to Springford for the fourth quarter. The Rams lead the Bears 42-39. The Rams outscored the Bears 17-12 in that third quarter, and as you said, Coach, they quote-unquote won that quarter.
Yeah, big quarter for him. Noah Baker leads the way with 10 points, and they continually have to call. Number 23's number is Engro. Nice pressure out front, forces a turnover.
Scrocky inbounds to Hagen. And the Bears have not a full court press, but they're pressing a little bit.
And they're showing a little soft 2-2-1, and then they fall back in a little 2-3 matchup, just trying to eat some clock, slow down the pace of the game. And
there's the man, Noah Baker. He finds Scrocky, flips it back to Hagen. Kovaleski. And Hagen will pull up. And he hits for 3. Ryan Hagen.
That's a great counter by the Rams, as Boyertown did a great job that possession, taking away Baker and really packing it in and opening things up, and Hagen knocks down the 3 ball. Really going to be important, because you know Boyertown's really going to be keying on Baker here in quarter number 4.
Chris Kiefer gets a rebound and lays that one back up and in. And Baker's pass a little hot, but Hagen handles.
Kiefer's first bucket of the night.
Hagen, Kovaleski. Rams looking for the open guy in the corner. They find Baker trying to bank it up and in off the glass. And the pressure forces another Bears turnover.
Nice job again by Baker, really being assertive and aggressive, going for the offensive rebound. Kind of caused that bad pass by the Boyertown big, and Springford will get another opportunity.
Bobeck and Angro, excuse me, just Bobeck checks in. And a little bit of a risky pass from Hagen. And that one is turned over as Salata brings it up the floor for the Bears.
A lot of black shirts there. Got to be a little more patient.
Salata mishandles that one, but is able to pick it back up. And he pulls up, and he's off the mark. Baker with the rebound, who flips it out to Scrocky.
Ooh.
And Baker with the travel. You don't see that much from Baker.
No. I think there's going to be a timeout.
If you're the Rams here, why do you think Talley brought a timeout?
No question about it. He took the timeout because of the turnovers. I'd say in the last 5 or 6 possessions, they've had 3 turnovers, and he wants to settle them down. Just relax, run our stuff. Let's be patient. The clock is our friend. We have the lead. Let's take the shots that we want. Don't try to force it. I think some guys tried to rush those passes, whether it's inside the Baker or outside the Baker, and sometimes you have to be patient. You know Boyertown's really going to do a great job of trying to take Baker away, so you have to make 4, 5, 6, 7 passes before you get it into number 23. Make the defense work, make them go side to side, get some ball reversals, and I think we'll see the Rams respond in a positive fashion.
Bears will have the ball. And the Rams going with a high press, as they have been all game. Salata. Bears trying to work the ball around the paint. It seems like they've been running the same type of plays all night. Work it around the paint, try and find either the big man in the middle or someone down in the corner for a 3. Salata is stood up there by Hagen.
Great play, Hagen and Bobeck. Great job defensively. Hands straight up, verticality, get the turnover, and then get the foul on Boyertown. Oh, I thought they were going to call that on Salata.
That might have been 4.
That would have been his 4th, but they call it on Abarro, and that's his 1st of the night.
That's a lucky break for the Bears. And not that the viewers could have seen this, but after the play, Bobeck sprinted down to try and get open for Hagen there. And that's just a good hustle. And Salata finds his man. DiGigliano puts it up and hits for 3. Cutting the lead to 1. The Rams lead by a score of 45-44 with 4:50 left to play in the 4th.
His first open look in a long time as he trailed the play, and it's important that you know where number 22 is all the time.
Finding Baker to Bobeck, who flips it up for the reverse and in. 3-point game, 47-44 with 4:30 left to play.
Great high post dish by Baker as he drew a lot of attention and found his teammate Bobeck. Beautiful high-low action. Need to stop.
Salata with the ball for the Bears. Flips it to Kiefer. And there's the high press. And Bears with another timeout, and we will check back in after this short break.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys,
and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Boyertown trying to instill some hustle here in their team. The Bears trailing the Rams 44-47 with 3:40 left to play in this one.
And it's that time of game, Nick, where every possession gets magnified now. Under 4. Now they got a little Salata against Baker. Ram Nation was cheering for a little one-on-one action there. Darren Salata to take Baker on.
And Salata looked for a second before he chose to take on Baker as if he was going to pull up from deep. He flips it down to the corner. And Baker with the steal. Baker up and with the slam. That's the exclamation point on top for the Rams. 49-44, 2:56 left to play in this one.
Noah Baker stepping through and bringing the house down. It's still only a 5-point game. Work to be done by the Rams. Be smart. Uh-oh.
And Hagan with a little bit of a wild pass. Baker trying to save it. Foot on the line. And Coach Talley not happy about that one.
Yep, and I got to give Hagan a credit. He immediately went to Coach Talley, my bad, pointing to his chest, knew he made a bad decision, and that's important for young athletes to understand their responsibility and growth as a player and learn from it. So hope he steps in with some good defense here.
Borgman high off the glass, gets that one to fall. 49-46, 2:22 left to play. Baker gets stripped as he's trying to dish it to Bobek, and Salata brings the ball back down the court for the Bears.
How quickly things can change. Borgman's his 9th and 10th point of the night, and then a turnover, and suddenly Boyertown has the opportunity to tie the game with a 3-ball.
Salata drives, and he will be fouled.
He's going to call that on the floor. If he calls that on the floor, that's still non-shooting foul, so Boyertown will retain possession. Rams up 3 with 1:56 to go.
We're going to take another look at that Noah Baker dunk. How electrifying.
That'll be one they'll be talking about in the hallways tomorrow at school.
That's for sure.
And there's Hagan turning that negative into a positive with a good defensive play. Good hands again by Hagan.
And Hagan cannot get the ball away before Boyertown calls another timeout. And Coach, the tide is really turning this game. You know, the first quarter here, the Bears were on their, or the Rams, excuse me, were on their heels. The Bears had them beaten almost every single aspect of this game.
Yeah, they certainly did, and I got to give a big shout out to Ryan Hagan there from what I saw. You know, he made the mistake on the turnover, took responsibility for it, came down, made a nice defensive play, and has scored a basket at the other end. And those are things that are really important for all athletes. You know, you're going to encounter negative situations at any time in the game or contest or sport you participate in. How quickly can you turn that negative into a positive by getting back in that moment and doing the things that your team needs you to do to be successful? Kudos to Ryan Hagan for doing some of those things here the last minute and a half.
And all those things that you just talked about, Coach, that's what's made Springford so successful. And they have the lead, 51-46, with 1 minute, 32 seconds left to play in this one.
Yep. Now Springford has the basketball. Boyertown is not yet in the bonus, so Springford has to really be strong with the basketball. Boyertown's going to foul him. And so you got to be prepared to be fouled. You have to be strong. You have to have all your players being available, coming back to the basketball and catching it.
Shalingo inbounds to Scrocky. Goes back to Shalingo, and he'll take it up the floor for the Rams. And Boyertown now with a really high press. Baker finding Scrocky, finds Bobek up and in.
Great possession by the Rams.
Oh man, that was beautiful. Good team basketball right there. And Hagan comes up with another board. Shalingo will be fouled. And the Rams lead 53-46 with 58 seconds left in this one.
Shalingo gets fouled. That is team foul number 6, so Rams will retain possession. After this, now Springford will be shooting the 1-on-1. And Coach Ludwig's going to take a timeout.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
And we're back. The Rams lead 53-46. 55 seconds left, and the Rams will now head to the line, if I'm correct.
They'll put Ryan Hagan on the line. Hagan for the night has 7 points. He has only been to the foul line for 2 attempts this year, 1 out of 2.
And Coach, you know that Hagan's stat line does not at all show what he has been doing tonight. He has been a defensive monster.
Yeah, he's really had a real fine overall game, and I'm sure the coaching staff and especially himself are very happy that, but no one will be more happy than all of those guys if they can get it, finish this off and get a dub.
And Hagan makes both of his free throws. Rams lead 55-46. Bears in desperation mode as they hit a jumper. 55-48 with 42 seconds. And Shalingo will be fouled, and he'll go to the line.
His third. Teammate.
Shalingo also with 7 points on the night, as he has shooting 67% from the line, only 4 of 6 in this early going here, game number 5.
And he puts the first one up and in, and he'll get a second one.
Chance here to make it a 3-possession game, force him 9-point lead to make 3 threes.
Shalingo can't get the second one to fall. And Salata in transition. He drains a 3. Timeout called by Boyertown. 56-51 with 31.8 seconds left. And Coach, is there anything that the Bears can do at this point?
Well, they're going to try and keep doing what they're doing. They're going to keep trying to press and go for a quick steal. And if they don't get that, I'm sure they'll immediately foul within 3 or 4 seconds. Salata keeps him in the game with another 3 ball, as he now has 17 points on the night, as he leads all scorers for Boyertown. And Springford's like to make the clock their friend. They'd like to get the ball out in the middle of the floor and run some clock and finish this off. But again, a lot of work to do. 31.8 to go and a 5-point lead.
It's definitely a close one here as we come down the stretch.
Springford, this is their first game of the week. They have a big week. They have Pope John Paul here Thursday, and then Pottsgrove at home on Thursday. In fact, or on Saturday. On Saturday, we're going to be honoring and recognizing all the Springford basketball players who graduated in the 90s. Kind of refer to those guys as the founding fathers of winning basketball around here. It'll be great to see some of them. Hope people come out on Thursday and Saturday for Springford basketball.
Hagan gets the inbound, and he will finally be fouled.
Boyertown wanted the tie-up as they were working hard, but referee signals a foul. So Hagan will walk to the other end and put his toe in front of the stripe.
Boyertown with substitutions into the game, Borgman and DeGuglielmo.
Borgman and DeGuglielmo check back in for the Bears as Hagan lines up to take his free throw. And that one is no good. DeGuglielmo to Salata, who's rushing down the court. And there will be a foul called.
That should be on the pass. That should be a non-shooting foul. All right,
it is.
That's what he called, so 21 seconds ago, Springford by 5.
Borgman out to Salata, who pulls up off his mark. Bears with the rebound. Marinello pulls up and hits a 3. Makes it a 2-point game. Shalingo will be fouled before he can get that one out of his hands. The Rams have got to make at least one of these free throws.
Yeah, it's a double bonus, so Shalingo will shoot 2 with 5.5 seconds to go. The Rams only hold a 2-point lead, so making both free throws would be huge for them.
That would make it a 2-score game, potentially.
Yeah, big free throws here as Coach Ludwig takes advantage of a lull in the action with substitution change and gets some instructions to his crew as you see Coach Talley talking to his backcourt there, Skoraki and Hagan.
Shalingo making the first.
And this is the big
game.
one.
57-54, the Rams lead by 3 with 5.5 seconds left. Shalingo makes this, which he does. And Coach Talley will call its timeout for the Springford Rams. And he's got to be happy with Shalingo and the team as a whole.
Big clutch free throws there by Shalingo, gives them a 2-possession lead. Now it's make Boyertown use some clock, bring it up the floor, do not foul. If they shoot a 3, it goes in. I believe Boyertown is out of timeouts, so the clock would run out. Student section, a few of them staying, a few of them quick exit there for the parking lot after the Shalingo free throws that give them that 2-possession lead, but most of them are still here. Nice turnout by the students. Always great to see all of them out there supporting their classmates here at Ram Nation Gymnasium.
The Bears with a Hail Mary type pass. And Hagan will hold this one. The Rams come away with the win to improve to 2-3 on the season. 58-54, the final here tonight at Springford. We'd like to thank our crew, Gabby, Miles, Mr. B, Rothermel, Merja. Great crew. Wouldn't be possible without you guys. We're going to send it up to the studio for an analysis of the whole game with Dave and Bill. We'll see you later. Thank you for staying tuned.
Hi, I'm Peter. And there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in. Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Welcome to Post Game here, RCTV, again with Emmy Award-winning host Dave Pence, along with me, Bill Culp. And Dave, not the prettiest game to end with this final score 58-54, but as they say, a win's a win.
Yeah, definitely a win's a win, and the game was won in the third quarter. We were talking about at halftime limiting the turnovers. In that third quarter, they only had 2 turnovers, and they forced Boyertown with 3 turnovers, which is okay, but the turnovers were the key in the game. They limited them in that third quarter, and also when it was crunch time, your best player, Noah Baker, came up with 10 huge points in that third quarter.
Yeah, I totally agree, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And, one of the things Coach Talley has to be happy about that second half, they started off strong in both quarters. Again, first play of the game, Baker scores inside the lane, almost identical in that third quarter, and then they lead off with a 3-pointer in the fourth quarter to kind of get that. And so talk about that strong start that you need to do that each quarter.
Yeah, they came out, and we were talking about what are they going to do defensively. They came out and played man-to-man, which isn't typical of Springford. They do it from time to time, but they did play good man-to-man defense and didn't give up any easy baskets. And that was a key to that difference-making third quarter for the Rams tonight.
Yeah, and you talk about that. It looked like Coach Talley pressed real high up top, past that three-pointing, causing Boyertown's offense to start off outside the three-point range, probably a little further and a little deeper than they wanted to, probably threw their offensive game off the game.
Yeah, it definitely took them out of their half-court set, and that was certainly key. And the one thing that I really liked that happened, toward the end of that third quarter, they had 2 turnovers. They started off the fourth quarter with 2 more turnovers. They had 4 turnovers in 6 possessions, and a good early timeout by Coach Talley. A good strategic timeout. Get his troops rallied, get them calmed down. Probably had a couple firm words to his players. Hey, let's take care of the basketball. This is going to be the difference in the game. You got to start right there. And from that point forward, they played pretty clean in the fourth quarter moving forward, and also some clutch free throws at the end. Down the stretch, Springford was 5 out of 7 in the final minutes of that fourth quarter, which was key to the victory tonight as well.
And you mentioned the troops, and you mentioned it earlier, and we're going to go back to it, is Baker. They just didn't seem to have an answer athletically. As Coach Caldwell said there, Baker's athleticism, literally, it just took over. And he had, an unbelievable, as we said, kind of an explanation point. He got a huge rebound, beautiful look up to Bobeck for a layup, and then he got his own steal at half court and threw one down.
Yeah, that put him up 49-44, and kind of just gave him that little momentum closing the game. So he had a game high of 18 points, and Springford also had 2 other players, Bobeck and Schlingo, both in double digits with 10 points. So well-balanced attack by the Springford offense tonight.
Yeah, as you said, with Baker doing that, like you said, got him over that hump because that game was sort of back and forth with basically 2 3-point lead here and there, and then Baker's steal kind of gave him that a little bit of a cushion there. Looking at it, Salata, the defense really shut him down. He only scored 3 points there in the third quarter, ended up with 17, but only had 8 points in the second half. So they kind of shut him down at the end of the third quarter, and then he only got that 3 at the end of the fourth quarter. So they did a nice job against him.
Right. They certainly limited, especially in that third quarter. Boyertown only had 2 players that scored in that third quarter. So they really locked down the defense in that third quarter, as well as, like we said, Baker offensively helping the Rams. But good overall team win. Good to get one in the conference. They certainly needed it. They had some tough overtime games early this season. And hopefully this is the start of a winning streak. You need to win the first one to get the winning streak going.
You talk about that winning streak. It's home sweet home, Dave, because we were just saying they've had a lot of home games, and guess what's coming up? Play against PJP here at home Thursday, and then Pottsgrove again this weekend. So make sure you tune into RCTV and all the coverage that we give you. And again, Dave Pence along with Bill Culp, we love watching this RCTV. Thanks for watching tonight. Make sure you come back.